Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, September 19th, 2017. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Another historic Olympia weekend is in the books, and we start your 2017 Muscle in the Morning Olympia Recap Edition with Phil Heath and Flex Lewis holding serve as they each added another chapter to their historic legacies. In the men's open, we saw the best Phil Heath we've seen in years get pushed to the limit by one of the most dangerous versions of Big Ramy yet. But when the night show was finally over, for the seventh time in his career, Phil Heath heard his name called as Mr. Olympia, tying him with Arnold for the third most Olympia titles of all time. In the 212 division, Flex Lewis had an equally tough challenge in one Ahmad Ashkenani, who probably gave King Flex the toughest test of his now sixth title run. Flex's sixth Olympia title now ties him with the iconic Dorian Yates, and at just over 33 years old, suddenly it feels like he's within legitimate striking distance to be able to surpass the great Iris Kyle's mark of 10 Olympia titles at the 2022 Olympia. Some of the most intense action of the entire weekend went down in the classic physique division, where Breon Ansley and his 1,000-watt smile shined brighter than anything out here on the entire Vegas Strip, as he became the second man in history to earn the classic physique Olympia title. Ansley was in a dead heat with eventual second-place finisher Chris Bumstead, who was absolutely incredible in his own right throughout both the prejudging and the finals. Coming in third was rookie George Peterson, who definitely saved his best for the last this season with his lights-out performance. In fourth place, we saw a much-improved Arash Rabar, and rounding out the top five with all the class and professionalism you'd expect from a former Olympia winner was last year's champ, Danny Hester, who continued to prove why he's one of the true class acts in our sport. The hype surrounding the men's and physique Olympia competitions this year turned out to have been more than justified, and both Jeremy Buendia and Juliana Malacarni held serve to retain their titles over some of the deepest lineups that we've had in recent memory. On the men's physique side of things, Jeremy Buendia came out and did exactly what he needed to do to lock up his fourth straight title, despite some valiant efforts from second and third place finishers Andre Ferguson and Brandon Hendrickson. Over on the women's side, once again, the incomparable Juliana Malacarni showed the world why she was, is, and remains the undisputed queen of the sport, as she successfully defended her title against what was probably the best top four a women's physique division ever saw. Second place went to a lights-out Jennifer Taylor, who brought her best look of the career, edging out the red-hot Heather Grace, who was forced to settle for third. And closing out that incredible top four was a spectacular version of perennial title threat, Kira Newman. If you've watched this show leading up to the Figure Olympia, we've predicted time and time again that this year's contest was going to be one of the wildest and craziest of all time. And it turned out we were right. In what might have been the biggest shocker of the entire weekend, the red-hot Sydney Gillen marched into Las Vegas just 3 days after her 25th birthday to defeat Latoya Watts and be crowned the new Figure Olympia champion. For Gillen, the win caps off what's been a real coming-of-age season that began way back at the Arnold Classic for the fifth-year pro. And for as consistently excellent as she's been over the last 18 months, what she brought to the stage at this weekend's event was a culminating moment that captured the true essence of what competition, dedication, and consistency at the highest level of our sport are all really about. As far as entertainment value goes, you won't find anything more breathtaking or entertaining in bodybuilding than what we saw at this year's Fitness Olympia. For the fourth straight time in her amazing career, Oksana Grishina was crowned your Fitness Olympia champion. Once again, Grishina's combination of beauty and muscle were on a level all their own, not to mention putting together another electrifying routine that left everyone in the building with their jaws on the floor and a tear or two in their eyes. In the bikini division, Angelica Texeira's magical year continued when she came in and managed to fight off one of the most hotly contested top 3 bikini Olympia finishes in history to be crowned your 2017 champion. For Teixeira, the win puts an exclamation point on an incredible season that's also included an Arnold Classic title way back in March. With the win, Teixeira brings home some stability to the division that suddenly felt like it was in flux during the latter part of the season, following Courtney King's sudden departure. And it solidifies her face in history as one of the select few in the sport who've been able to capture both the Arnold and Olympia titles back-to-back in the same season.